So which B flat for which situation? I mean, that's one of the core techniques that young saxophone players have to deal with. And that is precisely why I chose Etude number 7. Because you can make a lot of strong arguments for why bis is the better choice in some situations, or why 1-2 and side is the better choice in certain situations. My goal for this etude is that you as a saxophone player are going to be very deliberate and intentional with what B flat fingering you are considering. And that you're actually going to go so far as to write them down. And I'll give you an example. I look at, the first 4 measures here, and to me, I don't think that there's a huge advantage to using bis over 1-2 and side, or using 1-2 and side over bis. I just want you to make a choice and be intentional about that choice. But by the time we get down to the second line, 1, 2, 3, the 4th measure, this is where things get interesting. If you're going to use bis, which is a valid option here, we don't want to go back and forth from bis to C and do the scissor fingers. That is that's a no-no, right? That should be a red flag on the saxophone. We don't want to go. So the way that we can do that is if we use bis, then we need to use side C. And we do the middle key there. And so I can finger bis and get to side just with the side of my hand. Or the other way to do that, because there's 2 ways and they're both acceptable, is to use 1-2 and side, okay, and then just lift there for C. Either one of those is going to be fine, but the thing that's not going to be fine is to choose bis and then have to do scissor fingers to get to C. That is a great spot where we have to make a decision. There's more than one way to do it, but not every way that we do it is correct. By the time we get down to the last 2 lines, and we have the... Again, we can choose 1-2 and side, or we can choose bis in a lot of these situations. We also have the opportunity to last measure on the second to last line, or once again, we can do bis and side C. C is a little out of tune there, at least on my instrument, so that's where I might just choose 1-2 and side and lift there for C. Okay, and when I play C again, I can leave the side key down and leave that, obviously, the second finger down, and so I don't have to pick everything up for C. Be intentional about what B flat you're using. That's the number 1 goal here. One kind of word to the wise, the last 3 measures, the second line, probably going to be what you have to work on the most. A lot of people see the 16th notes and they're like, oh man, I got to deal with that. And you do, but everything there is kind of follows scale patterns. Those last 3 measures of the second line, we bounce around a lot more. As we use our palm keys and all that. So we just have to work that out slowly. Usually when I work with saxophone players, that part tends to be what they have to work on the most and not necessarily the 16th notes. All right, here is etude number 7. Good luck, happy practicing. Make sure you mark in which B flat you're going to use in which case.